This is Mario with MIA Microflight, and in this video I'm going to be talking about these 1.5 inch pool lights, and they're 1.5 inches the diameter of the water return outlets that are on the wall. This is an in-ground pool light that I built myself after going online and trying to find a light that would fit, number one, the 1.5 inch openings. Companies do make them, but you're going to be running 200, anywhere from 150. I have seen them that low on upwards to $500 for an LED lamp. That's very much what you see here. Now this is my own. So I got a little upset because I don't think a light like this should be worth, $100, even $100 is way overkill for a lamp, for a pool light. And just people are getting really screwed left and right, when it comes to pool equipment. Number one, because pool companies like Hayward and other companies, they know that they can get high dollars, for their equipment. People that have pools typically are people that can afford, number one, a pool. They're just not just the cost of the pool, but also the maintenance cost in pools. Pools are not cheap, to have or and to maintain, mainly because it's going to cost you just in chemicals alone. Just an average size pool can cost you quite a bit. So pools are not just for everybody. But it just so happens that my home came with a large pool, and I've been just trying to keep up with that. And in the process of replacing the fiberglass optic system that was in my pool, I had two lights, one in the deep end and another one in the shallow end. They were run by cable, fiber optic cable originally when the pool was built. The pool, was built more than 25 years ago, I think, originally, and then we had the pool redone recently. Resurfaced and along with the deck, and in that process I decided to do my own lights here, and it was mainly because I got upset with the costs of these things, and I said, you know what, I can make my own light, and I did. So that's what you're looking here in this video. You're looking at a pool light that I did using an LED 7-watt LED lamp, and 7-watt LED lamp. It was just an LED lamp that I got at Home Depot. I was experimenting with my own LED setup here, multiple LEDs, but it was getting to the point where the LEDs were generating a lot of heat, and it was going to require a much bigger heatsink. This is an aluminum part that it was made. I machined this down to the proper dimensions so that it would fit inside this adapter here. These are all adapters, by the way. This is this is the ring of the outlets that you can shift, and it's got that eyelet, that semi-ball eyelet that you can switch to any position to divert the water back into the pool. And so that's what that is, this ring right here. This inner ring right here is from something I bought from Amazon. I believe it's an adapter that you can install inside the threaded opening. So this goes in the thread opening. This actually sits on top, but this is all these are parts that you can buy off the shelf inexpensively for a couple dollars, and so that's what I did. That's what you're seeing here. This, of course, has been already assembled, but basically this is the ring of that ball that that has the jets, what they call the jets, that output the water back into the pool. It's got an O-ring. It comes already with an O-ring, and this is the adapter for that part. And so what I did was I modified actually I didn't have to modify this part, except for the no, that is the part that takes the ball. And so both of these units are part of the jet, and all I did is I found these glass lenses here. They're not. It's not a lens, but it's a glass cap for spice jars. These little square jars that I found at one of the stores. I think it was Marshalls or one of these stores that carries also clothing, and they carry housewares. I don't think it was Target, but I think it was Marshalls or Marshalls or Lumps. No, I believe it was Marshalls, the place where I got this. But anyway, they came in a pack of 4, and these are, like I said, spice jars. They come with these lids, and the lids have a wired hinge, and they also have a wired latch. So I removed the wire hinge and kept these things. They also come with this seal, which is just a rubber seal, just to seal the jars. It's a spice jar, so it comes with their own seals. And so this is what I used from that. Like I said, I got really creative with these things, but this took me a while to think about how can I make a light that would fit this right here at minimal cost. All these parts that you see here, including these pigtails, these are also pigtails. These are water resistance, or these are actually water connectors, 12 volt DC connectors that you can actually use underwater. So I got these from Amazon. They come with their own seals, and I use this as the pigtail to connect to my line, my 12 volt line that runs about 30 feet to the transformer, AC to DC transformer, because this is a DC lamp, a DC LED lamp. And so I got these pigtails and with the seals. So this, I just took this out recently because I drained my pool and I was changing the water. And I decided to revisit this because one of the lights went out, and so I think one of the seals was not properly done or was not tight enough, and so I got water in there and it ruined the lamp. And you can see there it's got some dark, a little bit of corrosion here from the chlorine that got to this aluminum part. Now the way I did this part is, this is actually a foot peg from a bicycle. You can buy that. Also, I got those inexpensive. I think I paid $18, maybe $20 for a couple foot pegs. And because I have 2 lights, those came really handy in making this heatsink adapter for the LED, the 7-watt LED that I installed here from Home Depot. Now the LED lamps from Home Depot, they have two prongs. And so I also ended up buying that type of connector there. You can see there it's got rust and water damage there. So in this particular one, the water either came from, I'm thinking that the water came not from the pool itself, because this is a good seal here. Once you have that seal over this part right here, and this had Teflon tape, a lot of Teflon tape before I inserted this into the wall of the pool. This part that sits inside here has its own seal, so I don't think I was getting water from the seals here, because it's a very tight sealed fit here between that cover, the lens, and the Teflon tape into the pool. So I don't think I was getting water from here. What I think happened is I got water through the transformer box back through the tubing that where these lines run into, and it backed up into this section here. And it got into this part because that sits tight in there here. I also removed a little bit of the silicone that this had. So I think in my next run that I'm going to clean this up and redo it, I'm going to silicone this a little bit better so that this part has no way to get water, even if it goes through the pipe where this runs through. As I was saying, I don't think the water came in through the front here because this is well sealed. As you can see, these parts here in this video, that's a decent seal right there, and it seals it very tight once this is once I put this in here. So that's sealed, and it just so happens that this ring fits perfectly inside this adapter here. So I guess I lucked out as far as dimensions here, but when I was doing this, I was thinking, where can I get these lenses here? Where can I get these lenses? And so I was looking at actual lenses, that magnify lights, but they were going to be very, very costly. And so when I saw those jars and I saw this lid here, this glass lid, I just decided to buy it. It was I think it was $5 or $10 for a set of jars, very inexpensive. And I pulled the wire, the hinge, and the latch from those little jars, and sure enough, bingo! It just so happened that it fit perfectly there. So I was very happy with that. You can see there's no modification. Maybe, yes, I may have, because I did this a few years ago. I may have, yeah, this looks like it has signs of a tool that machined this a little bit. So I may have machined this a little bit wider to accept this ring nice and snug there. But what's actually doing the sealing is that rubber seal where this sits on top and connects with this part, and then what actually does additional sealing is this ring right here, this sealing ring right here with this part that fits right over that. So that is my setup there. And as far as the LED is concerned, you can pretty much put any LED that's not going to be over just too high in wattage. I think 7 watts was about the limit. Running this at about a couple hours. This was getting warm, and anything from 7 watts above, you're going to need a much bigger heat sink here to cool off the to keep that LED lamp cool, because 7 watts, it does get hot. The LEDs need some kind of a heat sink, and that's why some of these pool lights, I guess, they're expensive, is because they have to make the LED, number one, it's got to be waterproof, and number two, it's got to have some kind of a heat dissipation built into the armature itself. But it's if you can compare this, my setup here, which is homemade, versus one of those lights, we're talking about anywhere from like I said, $150 on up to $500 for one of these lights, 1.5-inch. They call them 1.5-inch LED lights for pools that fit 1.5-inch openings. You're going to see that my lamp it's quite doable if you're just careful in making sure that you have a nice a lamp in an LED that's not going to be too hot. 7 watts, like I said, is about was about the limit. After I ran some dry tests for running the LED for a few hours, and using an aluminum can like this. Now I had to machine this also from the bicycle footrests. These are bicycle footrests, real nice bicycle footrests. They come anodized, so I had to remove the anodized surface just to get it to make this step right here and fit nice and snug into this this part right here with some silicone adhesive. And so I also believe I had to machine this part right here. This I did it in I believe this is either Delrin or ABS, and that's a pressure fit there, also with silicone, to seal this part right here. And of course these connectors here, this pigtail that comes separate, that is also sealed inside with silicone. And once you connect this right here to that connector, it's also these also come with their own seals, rubber seals inside these. You can see the seal right here on this on the end here, so that creates a nice watertight seal once you connect this to the rest of the line. And in similar fashion, it's done in this at this end right here. So if we open this completely, you can see that this actually has a seal. The seal is inside this little cap right here. But it no, I take that back. This particular one, the seal is done by this part right here. This is a rubber, kind of like a spider with a bunch of little legs there. You can see those little legs there. And when this compresses, when this closes, when you tighten this up, it compresses those little legs, and it provides a watertight seal on this end here of the cable. Because this connects to the other connector here. It's a male to female connector. They did it this way with this O-ring right here, and it works just fine. So in summary, this is my light. What did I spend total on this light? I think I spent $25 in parts, as you see it here, plus a little work on the lathe, to make sure that glass fits into this adapter here, as you see it here. The O-rings came with these parts. I didn't have to spend extra on O-rings, same O-rings, and pretty much because this is glass. It's a thick glass. It's able to withstand the pressures of the pool. So the glass is fine. It was just dirty when I pulled it out, and I just washed it and cleaned it. And so I'm going to reassemble this back again the way it was. So the seals are working fine, but this section right here needs a little bit of improvement on my next run here. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to seal this a little bit better, because I think the water was coming in through here, and I believe, as we can see here, here's also this discoloration here. So I'm thinking the water was coming in from, because this was sitting like that at the bottom. So the tube, there's a tube here, the PVC tube where these lines come in. So water was probably dripping from here, and it looks like this is where the water was coming in, just by the nature of that shape there, and it was filtering into the front here, and it finally got in through maybe a section here that wasn't properly sealed, and it got into the lamp, and once it got to the lamp, it shorted the lamp out, and that's how this part, that's how my LED got messed up. As you can see, this unit is working just fine the way I have it here, and so I am going to replace that lamp, maybe get something a little bit better in terms of an LED, maybe make my own, because I can do that. I just need to make an adapter here. I was going to do this in a 3D printed part, but this needs to be metal because it needs to dissipate some of the heat. So in the 3D printed part, the 3D printed part would get warm and probably would get soft and ruined. So it's not feasible for this type of application. But if you have a lathe, I guess my point is that you can make one of these lamps for about $25 if you follow this video here. These details, as I said, and I'm pretty sure the companies that make these lamps that are getting $400 or $500 from their customers, they're probably going to be upset with this video here, or they're probably going to try to block my video, because a lamp like this is nothing more than an LED. LEDs don't cost that much, and these days they're fairly inexpensive, especially 12-volt LEDs. Even the high wattage ones, even if you go with a 10-watt LED light here, with a heat sink, it's not going to run you $200-300. It's ludicrous. It's crazy, to pay that kind of money for a lamp that's built basically the same way I'm explaining here. These parts this is ABS. It's very inexpensive. ABS is very cheap when it comes to these parts. A few dollars here, a couple of dollars maybe for the glass, as I was mentioning, from those spice jars. A little modification from these parts, aluminum parts. In this case, I use, like I said, those not wheel, but bicycle footrests, or pegs, I think they're called. I had to ruin them, to make these parts. So $18 for a set. I think it's worth it, considering the cost of these lamps. If you buy them from the brand names and well-known manufacturers that make pool lights. So this is my pool light. So I wanted to do this video. I'm about to. It's rather late tonight. I just finished cleaning these sockets. The other lamp is still in the pool. I am going to remove that as well when it's daylight tomorrow, and I will clean that up, and I'm going to be rebuilding this with a little more silicone here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to also check the other side where the transformer is, to make sure that all the openings where these lines are coming through, because when it rains here, that area also tends to flood, and I think I was getting a lot of water through the pipes there. So I'm going to seal that end, so everything will be sealed, and it should be good to go. $25 in parts for a lamp like this. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching. This is Mario with MIA Microflight.